Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Luke, and we're here to review the incursion we had with Alice Pung about her novel Growing Up Asian in Australia.
Well, the major themes in Growing Up Asian in Australia were mainly the identity and belonging of different sort of Asians that came to Australia, and it focused on their challenges and life struggles that they had to overcome in a day-to-day basis.
Alice Pung was a lawyer and a legal advisor, and she was also a writer and a teacher as well. She graduated from Melbourne and grew up in the western suburb of Braybrook. At Melbourne, she studied political science, and her parents are originally from Cambodia. Alice had to look after her siblings a lot, only because her dad was always out and her mum was in the garage. And the cover of her book, Growing Up Asian in Australia, is actually a class photo of her brother when she was in primary school, and that's actually the boy that's coloured in yellow. And that was just to symbolise also kind of the racial stereotype that how they say, we all say Asians are yellow, but it was also to bring out who he was. Structure. Well, she first started off saying who she was, where she was from, and she said she was from Cambodia, which most people have thought, like, that's weird, because I know a couple of people who said, oh, she looks Chinese. So that was a bit of a stereotype there. She then proceeded to say where she used words before writing the book, which was she once went to a juvenile detention centre, and she actually got a lot of racial slurs from the inmates. Surprisingly though, and I found this a little bit confronting though, she was able to just laugh them off, and she even started insulting Asians as well, even though she is one. And I thought that's what's the word? That's more something you don't see every day. She then proceeded to talk about her collection of books, which she doesn't really like to call a novel because she didn't write it. Everything that she got from it was just short stories from, like, there was a couple of famous people in there, like you had Arndo, there was a guy named Benjamin Law, and he actually wrote the short story Towards Manhood, which we all studied part of English. And that was actually probably the one story that I remember the most, only because there's this one boy who's trying to get through life through identity. And then finally she proceeded to just say final goodbye, give a conclusion, and how her collection really is meant to inspire people, let them know the challenges of life are there and many people have to face them.
Well, originally it was meant to be about her own life experience and sort of the challenges she had to overcome while she was growing up. But then she's decided to branch out and get other stories from other people that were also Asian and sort of find out what their struggles were. Many of them were like her because she had to deal with a lot of stereotypes that people were placed on her, but others also had different experiences. Well, first she advertised articles in the newspaper across Australia to find whether there were any other people that sort of had her challenges that she had to go through. Things like stereotypes that were placed on her at school or when she was working in the workplace and things like that. She also went to many primary schools and secondary schools to find out what the students at the time were sort of going through. She tried to find a range of variety of people to interview, people like musicians, writers, artists and doctors, because they sort of have a wide range of areas where they would be challenged by stereotypes from other people. Well, my overall experience and what I'm going to be taking out of this is that growing up Asian in Australia is quite hard because they're mostly getting challenges and stereotypes from people that aren't Asian and don't know what it feels like to be Asian. They mostly have to deal with stereotypes that are placed on by others, but like Alice Pung said, most people just laugh it off, but some people find it difficult to laugh it off because they haven't developed a sense of, you know, just waving it off without feeling anything. But I find it hard for people that have gone through this to get over it so easily because it's very emotional at the time. So what I'm going to take out of this is that it's very hard to come to Australia from a different culture and try and fit in while you're getting more stereotypes and different challenges from other people.